Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder. It's good having you with us. An opposition MP is taking serious issue with an executive move Oban Energies has made. The U.S.-based firm has announced the appointment of Alexander Grakitas as its new president, replacing Satpal Duna. Mr. Grakitas is no stranger to Oban. He once served as its managing director of operations. His predecessor, Mr. Duna, is no stranger either. His name was pushed to the fore nearly a year ago after it was discovered that during the heads of agreement signing, Oban's non-executive chairman, Peter Kreger, wrote Duna's name. The deal went on a downward spiral from there, prompting the Prime Minister to acknowledge publicly in the House of Assembly that missteps were made. The government has since been working on a new deal for Oban's proposal to construct a $5.5 billion oil refinery and storage facility in East End, Grand Bahama. However, the Progressive Liberal Party insists the government killed the deal. Holding firm to that, Angleton MP Glenys Hannah Martin today took to social media, comparing Mr. Grakitas' appointment to that of a game of musical chairs, charging that this is yet another substitute appointment in a series of substitute appointments in what appears to be a recurring patching exercise. In other news this evening, Tourism Minister Dionisio Diagler is standing his ground in the face of backlash over the government's plans to redevelop the Prince George Wharf. Going head-to-head with former Transport Minister Glenys Hannah Martin, the minister noted that all proposals for the multi-million-dollar project have significant Bahamian involvement.
We must think that we can be exceptional, and I think that's what we're pushing for. What we have there is less than mediocre, and you need some significant capital to create something exceptional and iconic. You have one lick at this. They say you only want put 10 million in here now and put 20 million in later. You want make a wow. That's what we want. We want to create a wow, and we want Bahamians to participate in all facets of it. To participate in the management, to participate in the ownership, to participate in the businesses that are down there. That's what I call Bahamian participation.
Now, according to the minister, the previous administration raised around $430 million to build a new airport, then hired a foreign company to manage the gateway. When asked why this government couldn't fund the port's redevelopment in the same manner, Mr. Diagler says it's now more difficult to raise that amount of money.
The benefits and the interest that is being paid on the Lynden Pindling International Airport, most of it is going overseas. The management of that is being paid to a foreign company. So I would much prefer to have a scenario where ownership of the concession is in the hands of Bahamians. They're getting the dividends. They're getting the interest. That's what I want. And I want a port down there that expands the number of options for Bahamian entrepreneurs, makes the number of businesses that are a port double it, possibly triple it. I want there to be an orderly, easily accessible transportation business down there. It's chaotic. There is so much more.
Minister Diagler recently disclosed that the port's evaluation committee is ready to select a bidder. Vying for the project are Global Parts Holdings, along with a collective bid from several cruise companies with local Bahamian businessman Gerald Strawn, and a group represented by Providence Advisors. The committee, headed by Tourism Director General Joy Gibralou, will make its recommendations to Cabinet. The redevelopment is an attempt to boost cruise ship visitor spending, as 75% of countries' visitors spend a mere 11%. Mr. Diagler was at the time appearing as a guest on Love 97's JCN Weekly Talk Show, Jones & Company. The Prime Minister to deliver the first in a series of national reports. Tonight's address will focus on what the government is doing to boost economic growth, help create jobs, and provide greater opportunities for Bahamians. You can also expect an overview of the economy, of significant investment projects, plans to strengthen local and foreign direct investment, along with developments in the financial services sector. It's expected that the second report will outline the government's social agenda. That includes combating crime, education, healthcare, housing, and home ownership. What the government is doing in terms of the environment, climate change, energy reform, land reform will be outlined in the third report. Now, the Prime Minister says this is in keeping with a commitment to communicate with the people on national developments that affect them. The Prime Minister's national report will be carried on all TV stations, including JCN TV 14, starting at 8 p.m. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.